Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me for another exciting episode of Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. Of course, I am your host, Justin Wise, lead analyst and senior mentor at cryptocurrency.com. Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic wherever you happen to be tuning in from. Obviously, we've got a very exciting show for you guys today. First off, I want to give a big shout out to everybody who sent me DMs yesterday, who was very patient, who showed up for the presentation and premiere of my new Trading Crypto 101 Wada Atar Explosion video. Also want to give a big shout out to S. Malal, who actually helped inspire me to get done the work that I needed to do on my Wada Atar Explosion indicator. Obviously, he had some fantastic ideas, saw me talking about the indicator on the stream, came up with his own. If you guys go check that video out, you will see the link to his original indicator in the description of the YouTube video. So want to give a big shout out to him. He was a big help, and he pointed out an error that I actually had in my coding of the Wada Atar as to how it was generating buy and sell signals. So I went into PineScript last night, made that change, and wow, I mean, a massive, massive change in the profitability, in the hit rate of just using Wada Atar. I did some initial back tests using that version of the indicator in the new updated code, and it is almost sufficiently good in and of itself to be automated. I don't recommend doing that because that's not the strategy that I partake of. That's not how I trade. You always want other indicators or other levels of technical analysis to confirm your trade. You never want to rely on one indicator, no matter how good it is. So, but I will say that the results that I got after making that slight adjustment to the code are fantastic. You guys, again, that is a free and public indicator. You guys can go check out indicators.crackingcryptocurrency.com. You guys can check out my CC EMA, my CC Ichimoku, and CC Wada Atar. Fantastic. And the Wada Atar works very, very beautifully, especially if you put it in conjunction with some other trend confirmation indicators. But I mean, it just gets you in at all the right times. We'll actually go take a look at that here in a little bit. Want to give a big thank you to everybody who sent me some DMs and wished me well, wished my father well. Obviously, my father was released from the hospital yesterday, so that's been a big thing over the last, really the last month. That's been time consuming and, you know, emotionally and psychologically difficult. So thank you guys for being supportive, and thank you for all the kind wishes and kind words that I got in the DM and in the email. Thank you guys so much. You guys are absolutely amazing. And again, that's why I continue to come here every day, regardless of the fact that I actually enjoy doing this. I take this seriously. This is my job. And the show wouldn't be possible if you guys didn't show up. So I really appreciate that. You guys, I mean, we've gotten some of the best reception. We have some of the best members. We have the Discord generally, not generally, genuinely improves the quality of my life. So you guys are absolutely fantastic. So I just want to give a big shout out to you guys because we have a fantastic community here. You guys are awesome. And thank you so much. I couldn't do this without you. So anyways, guys, we got some exciting price action to talk about today. Obviously, we can see in price action. And again, I don't really put a whole lot of stock into this because, again, it's kind of like that predictive analytical BS type stuff. But interesting chart that I saw the other night about Bitcoin actually breaking the parabolic trend. Let's not the parabolic curve. And again, things like that, you have curve fitting, so you have bias fitting because where you draw your curve really depends. That's a completely subjective method of analysis, not to mention that his chart was done on the 1 hour. You don't get strong directional shifts in trend based on the 1 hour. Often the market can respond in extremely unique ways. Every moment in the market is unique, and the market will not conform to any pattern that you want to try to put on it, regardless of how fervently and how ardently people argue that the market does behave in a fractal way. Sometimes it does, sometimes it does, and there are successful, I would say, strategic methods of trading fractal price analysis. But in general, I find that most traders who go down that route do not find the success that they need. Whereas when traders do things the way that we do things at Cracking Cryptocurrency, they tend to have good results, bolstered by the fact of the results that I've seen from the members and the students in the premium Discord. So, drink every time he says fantastic. Let me drink. Out of the mason jar as always. So listen, guys, you know me, I'm a very humble person. I don't generally come on the show and talk about, you know, how awesome we are at trading or anything like that. Because again, there are going to be times when we have bad trades. We commonly have them, but we tend to have really, really good trades much more frequently than we have bad trades. And when we have bad trades, when they're not bad trades, they're losing trades, right? We mitigate our losses. We take the L. It's part of our statistics. That's just how it comes with trading. You have to give some to get some. And we move on to the next win. But I will say this, guys, and I just have to, because I didn't put on any new positions yesterday afternoon. I set some limit orders last night before I went to bed, woke up, saw that they were filled. But overall, I left very early yesterday to go to the hospital. And when I came home, I mean, I came home to nothing but take profit limit orders filled. I mean, just across the board. And so, it's generally not often that I come out here and say this, but just in general, last night and the day before, so the last 2 to 3 days, we've absolutely crushed it in the members group. I actually just want to give a shout out to all the members as well, because they should be rolling in there. But we're going to head over here and take a look at those results here in a little bit. Then we're going to break down the price of Bitcoin, where I think we're heading next, where we're going with Ethereum. We're going to talk about the shorts dropping off, and we're going to talk about a little bit of Binance research. But before we do that, all right, so here we are, obviously at Crypto Trading Toys. This is quickly becoming one of my favorite new websites. And in general, I don't generally trade too much off of this, but it is just helpful to go and see. And if you guys do not have a good setup for your trading view that makes sense to you, because this makes a lot of good sense to me. This is how I generally look at the charts. I've got, pretty much all the pairs that I'm interested in trading and looking at. I can zoom in, I can zoom out, I can do whatever I'd like to with these. And they make a lot of sense to me. Why? Because I know exactly what I'm looking for to initiate a trade, right? So I don't have to actually have the chart pulled open. I don't have to have 50 million lines on the chart. I know what I'm looking for. But if this doesn't make sense to you, and if you're just not quite there yet with your setup, which is totally fine. I actually have 3 of them up because of my multiple monitors, but I digress. Check out cryptotrading.toys is very helpful. You can see all the exchange prices of Bitcoin across major exchanges, especially in these different currency pairs, which I find is interesting. You will actually see during different times of the week the won pair move first, or the Japanese yen pair move first, which is quite interesting, especially if you're intraday trading or scalping, for example. Not generally helpful if you're looking for your positional trade. You just want to go to the Bitstamp chart, determine your monthly, weekly, and daily levels, and then you can go down to your lower time frames and determine how you want to react in those levels. But this is also helpful. You can see the shorts to the longs. Now, again, another kind of gripe that I have about this is that it's not in my opinion, it's not the longs to shorts ratios that I trade off of. In general, you're going to get good, accurate results. But as you guys know, I do use a compiled longs to shorts ratios. So I look at all the currency pairings on Bitfinex if I'm going to be looking at the longs to shorts ratio. So not just BTC USD, I look at BTC Euro, I look at BTC Yen, I look at BTC Pound, and the same for the longs as well. I look at all the currency pairs and then in brackets. And I've talked about how to do that before. If you guys don't know how to do that, I can point that out real quick. But anyways, did want to take a look at this real quick. So I just wanted to give a huge shout out to all the guys in the premium trading group. Thanks to you guys. Thanks to everything. The guys who are following the rules, the guys who are using the tools, they're doing absolutely fantastic. So this is just, let me make sure that this is updated correctly. Let me scroll over here just a little bit. I need to update that one just a little bit. But week 2, obviously, week 2 was a fantastic week for us. We crushed it on week 2. But really, a lot of our huge wins on week 2. We started off week 2 kind of rough, taking some trades, scalping some bottoms, taking some bottom feeder trades. Didn't work out for us. That's okay. We mitigated risk by smaller position size. And then we had a pretty good middle of the week. Toward the end, it was kind of like, hit and miss. We weren't catching the best positions. But then, what we did is we ended up putting on a lot of positions in tether pairs. We put on a lot of positions in tether pairs to catch the altcoin pump. So EOS, TRX, Ethereum, IOST, NEO, and just absolutely. That's all we need. You don't need to be invested in every single altcoin. We just pick the charts that look the best. We got the same signal that I teach individuals to look for through the Pathways to Profit course, generated on all these same coins. We knew they were going to pump. We didn't know they were going to pump, but there was a high probability for the altcoin market to take a big move, and we took amazing profits on all these coins. NEO, in particular, being my favorite. For some reason, I just like trading NEO. NEO was one of the first coins when I first got involved in cryptocurrency that I really take a liking to. I feel quite differently about it now from a fundamental perspective, but it's always good to make some profit on NEO. So shout out to you guys. You guys are doing absolutely fantastic in the members group. If you guys want more information about that, link's always at the top of the screen. And let's get into the price of Bitcoin. So we're going to go ahead and open up the Bitstamp chart and go to the daily. I'm going to the daily on the Bitstamp chart. And this is actually what I posted last night to the guys in the members lounge, right? I said short 80.98 with a stop at 83.35. That's good R for these lower targets. However, if 8100 is reclaimed as support, we'll take the long, okay? Just very, very simple, right? Very, very simple. And let's go to the lower time frames to explain that and understand that a little bit better. So what do we have here? We have this level. We have this $8,100 level right here, which is acting as resistance. That level gets hunted, takes out liquidity above. We actually consolidate for a little bit, and then we have a pretty significant move to the downside. That level acts as resistance again, We break to the upside. We reclaim it here, and that act of reclaiming that level of support, let's actually scroll over a little bit. That act of reclaiming support right here is very interesting, because generally, when you've had a consolidation period like this and you've established a significant level of support, as you can see, when we breached it over here, we actually didn't reclaim that level, that $8,100 level of resistance as support. And you can see how significant this price level is throughout the price of Bitcoin in this consolidation period. So I was really dramatically, or I was putting a lot of import on that $8,100 level, acting as reclaimed support and resistance. And my initial thought after seeing this, right, which occurred shortly after I returned home last night, after I saw this, I was really looking for opportunities to take longs, right? So at this point in time, I was thinking, okay, 8,100's been reclaimed. We're probably going to push quite higher. I'm not jumping into any position. I'm going to wait because my higher time frame strategy wasn't firing yet. So I always wait for my higher time frame strategy to fire. I either need a signal at least on the 3-hour or the 4-hour for a shift in market structure or a breakout trade. I'm not going to take anything. I'm not going to take anything indecisive on the 30-minute chart 9 times out of 10. If everything else is firing and bullish, then I can go down to the lower time frames and look for an entry signal if I'm trading the direction of the way price is likely to move. But if the 3-hour and the 4-hour is indecisive and the daily and the weekly look quite overbought and in a danger zone, then I'm going to be very tentative about taking signals on the 30-minute, right, for example. So let's actually give this a refresh. I want to make sure that this is working well. And what I want to do is I want to go over here and something. Okay, good. Something that I've been doing lately is this. All right. So anyways, so that $8,100 level got reclaimed right here. You can also see we're on the 30-minute chart. So we did reclaim the 13 EMA as well, which is going to be our 30-minute baseline. And what does price do? Price grabs liquidity above this high and then rejects and closes strongly below 8,100. Not only closes strongly below 8,100, but rejects from it as well. So that's a BPC. So we break the level of support right after reclaiming it. So this was a pretty significant fake out. It doesn't matter what skill or quality of trader you are. This is a movement in the market where you're like, damn, all right, damn, I'm lucky I didn't put on a position. Because what you're looking for consolidation. Generally, things have been bullish. Now, if you go to the daily, obviously the daily is going to tell you to be cautious, right? The daily is going to be telling you to be cautious, but you're still bullish, right? Because the trend is very strong to the upside. So you're always looking for continuation. You go down to your 4-hour and your 3-hour, and they look consolidation. You don't get really strong signals. In fact, as you can see throughout this period where we're really looking for these signals, the explosion line is falling on the 4-hour chart. Time transformation is coiling, kind of bouncing in between your overbought level and your zero line. So you're looking for continuation crosses, but Wadatar is not really confirming anything throughout this period. It's really keeping out of the market. And then, the concerning thing is on the 4-hour, it's showing you that the bulls are very strong right now. So it's signaling the favor to the bearish momentum right here. So you're looking, this would be telling you to look for trades to the downside. Meanwhile, your higher time frame bias say, look, I'm trying to long pullbacks. Okay. So then when you come down to the 30-minute time frame or the 15-minute time frame, the hourly time frame, and you look at market structure, and you look for those breaks of market structure, you look for those support and resistance flips, you look for breakers, you look for order blocks, you look for whatever you're looking for, however you like to think about it or trade. You see that flip of 8,100, and you're thinking to yourself, okay, good, that's a significant movement. That is a significant movement right there. Let's take this trade. Let's take this trade to the upside. But then, it doesn't take you a long time if you took that long to the upside, which was a valid trade, right? It doesn't take you long to realize, okay, no, I was incorrect in that position, especially right here. When price closes underneath that 8,100, you might be inclined to think that this is just a stop hunt. This is just a stop run, but you already had the stop run. And the stop run actually happened to the upside. Now, that's not to say that a stop run can't take place to the downside, but you didn't. If you look at the low on this wick, you can see that you did not take out liquidity. And generally, liquidity is going to be below your most significant swing lows. So liquidity would be here and here in this example if you're looking for a deep stop run. Now, this you could say, okay, well, no, this wasn't the stop run, but this was the stop run. But there's something in between those two things that happen. And what happens in between those two elements in the market? You actually backpedal and reject from support, right? You had reclaimed this level of resistance as support here. You faked it out. And what you would want to see if this was a stop run, which isn't really valid because it doesn't take out significant lows, but what you would want to see is ideally this level be reclaimed again. All right, that would be an over-under pattern. Okay, an over-under, and that would be a good long, right? If we reclaim the 8,100 again, then you look for a pretty explosive move to the upside. But we didn't. We rejected, fell lower, took liquidity finally below this low, not below this low yet. So we've still got this level to look for, and then formed another lower high. So market structure is definitely on the lower time frames quite bearish right now at this point in time. we do need to reclaim that $8,100 level as support before we start taking a trade. And then after this, I mean, this is from market structure point of view, from price action analysis, this is pretty significant rejection of that level, right? The volume hasn't poured in yet to have a significant movement. But again, I mean, we've got a quite volatile market. So you're just looking for, I mean, we're down 7% from that stop loss hunt, right? So that's pretty significant. Now, keep in mind that I want people to understand that at these lower levels, and this always happens when Bitcoin first starts an impulsive movement to the upside or an explosive movement to the upside, because obviously Bitcoin travels very far, very fast, as do most altcoins. So I could just say cryptocurrency, excuse me. But what we will notice is that if you look at the actual numbers and the statistics and the percentages, when we began that bull run in 2017, I mean, well, we began it in 2016 really, but when we really were in the heat of the bull market, I mean, Bitcoin did not on average return more than 1% a day, right? From a USD investment area, and the reason why that is because you have to travel exponentially farther. You have to travel exponentially farther to make that same 1% a day. And it's the same when you are beginning as a trader. So, you know, just like we're designing a little bit better trading tracker right now, or portfolio tracker. But just as I tell students, when you're first starting off and you have capital of $5,000 or $10,000 or whatever it may be, it's not going to be hard to reach your target of 1% a day or 2% a day if you're feeling really aggressive. That's going to be pretty easy for you to do once you get your head screwed on straight and once you start listening to the rules and the tools that we teach, and start trading in a profitable fashion with rules and a system and strategic and with risk management. It's really not that difficult once you've got a good system that works to make that 1 or 2% a day. Most beginner traders will experience that if they start on the right path. Not, I feel like fidget spinning with my position, so I'm just going to like enter a position here or there. I don't really know what I'm doing, and I wonder why I'm losing money. But you know, over time, once your portfolio grows larger, so let's say once you've doubled your portfolio or maybe halved your portfolio or made 50% on your portfolio, you're going to find that it's exponentially harder to continue to earn that 1% a day. And that's natural. That's natural. And this is kind of the quandary of most fund managers or asset managers or positional managers in the money management market. The reality is that the larger capital that you have, in general, it's harder to return those per percentage per day returns. And that's just the nature of it. And this is why, I mean, the stock market on average returns 11% a day, and people get paid, I mean, firms get paid hundreds of millions of dollars per year to return 13 to 14%, because those 1 to 2 to 3% points really, really matter when you have a large amount of capital. And again, you need to be thinking like this as well. You need to be thinking like firms, not so much in trading strategy, because you're going to have a different approach as a retail trader. Again, I've said this many, many times. If you're not a market maker, you should not try to trade like a market maker. You're going to get burned eventually. That's not to say that there cannot be some profitable strategies or nuances to strategies, but in general, I think a lot of people are obsessed with this. I need to trade like a market maker. Well, you're not. So you're not going to be able to move the market, and you're going to be trading into a hot spot. That's a danger zone. And if you're a retail trader, that's where they get chopped up, right? It doesn't matter how smart you think you are. You need to have now, if you backtest something, again, it's all testing, man. If you backtest your strategy and it works, and then you forward test it and it works, then go with it, right? But in general, that's my general conclusion when it comes to market maker style trading. This is why market maker bots seem like a really good idea, and then people put some money into them, and then things are going well, and then boom, they're liquidated. So I generally caution people to stay far, far away like that. Moving on, the other thing I want to talk about is, so when it comes to your portfolio, when it comes to measuring, and again, if you're not measuring like on a daily basis how much USD value you have and how much BTC value you have, that's your first mistake. You need to be keeping really good records. You need to be keeping accurate records of every single trade that you make. Otherwise, you're not going to know what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. And that's the only way to systemically grow. So again, if you want to treat what I do in the premium Discord is not is job training, you know. And this is how I explained it to somebody the other night. They're like, hey, you know, like, give me some information about what you do. I'm like, I train people to do a job. Right? You know, trading is a profession, right? Trading is a serious profession, whether you want to do it as a hobbyist or whether you want to do it full time, right? And in this emerging space, just as I talked about the other day, the reason I'm so passionate about this is because there's lots of young people out there who don't have a lot of direction in life, who can start off in this emerging asset class and become professional money managers, right? You don't need to go to college. You don't need to have a degree. You just need to become a good trader. And then you shop your skills around to firms and to individual investors, and they will give you money to manage. And then you will go and you will have all the money you need, maybe, depends on your personal situation, to trade and make a living. So it doesn't matter if you're a broke college student, you can be a professional trader and make a living off of your income, but you don't start off by worrying about, I need to make money now. You start off by worrying, how do I do this right and make money? If you've only got $300, treat that $300 like it's 300 million. It's not about the value. It's not about the USD value. It's about the percentages. Learn to grow your account like a fund. Learn to grow your account like a professional trader, and you're going to do well, because the opportunities will come to get investment, to make money, to be a professional trader, and to catch great trades. It's no different from when we're looking at trading. What is the most important thing? Risk. Cutting off losses. The good trades will come if you're paying attention and you're doing things right. Your primary goal is to reduce losses. Dan. Yeah, you're right, Dan. Well, you're wrong about that. Yeah, trading is a profession. Lots of people go to school for a long period of time. Lots of people make quite a good living as a professional trader, and I do. So don't really care what you think, bud. My account speaks for itself. All right. That's why I have the luxury of having a show where I teach people how to trade and make money, and I don't have to spend my time going on to other people's YouTube channels and trolling them because I most likely suck at life. Take it easy, bro. All right, guys, moving on. Let's go to so now that we've talked about market structure and really what's going on with Bitcoin right now today. Again, this is the signal and the setup that I gave to everybody in the members lounge last night. Talking about, look for that short from 80.98 with a stop at 83.35, good R to R. Lower targets, we were just looking for, let's go down to that 30-minute chart anyways. Let's go down to that 30-minute chart anyways and look at those targets actually. Now, this is a little bit different from the targets that I posted last night. So last night, and that's because I made a new call this morning. I made a new short call this morning. So let's look at the original target. So we were right around, let's find the time. This is the 15th. So we were right around this time, this period in time last night when we were first breaking that $8,100 support. And I was like, all right, let's look for a retest. Let's look for a retest of that $8,100 area. That's probably going to be a good short, right? And if we reclaim 8,100, on a good closing basis, whether it be a 3-hour or a 4-hour, then we'll take the trade to the upside. Because again, reclaiming that 8,100, that would confirm an over/under pattern, and we'd be looking for a trade to the upside. But that rejection from 8,100 was a really good sign to see. Good short trade, taking it to the downside. And pretty decent profits right now. So where were the targets? Obviously, we were pretty conservative with our targets. This low right here. This low right here and this low right here. So actually, I apologize. These are the same targets. Now we've got a little bit of a different active call right now for the short position on XBTUSD, which we will be updating. So I just pushed an update to that here about 1.5 hours ago because of the 4-hour candle close. Not that the market direction is murky or unclear, but just as far as our indicator and strategies go, it wasn't exactly firing the right signal that I wanted to see. So we went ahead. We'd already taken profit off anybody that entered last night a little bit. So stop should be at break even. But we went ahead and reduced the position size just a little bit, again, in profit from the position that we went ahead and put on earlier this morning. And we'll just be patient and wait for everything to actually fire. And that's just how we do things, right? It's not that I think that the trade's in jeopardy. It's just that, again, what's the primary focus of trading? Reducing losses and hedging and planning for the long term, because our capital is what's most important. So we'll revisit that and readjust that here in about 2.5 hours when the 4-hour candle closes, or maybe in about 30 minutes when the 3-hour. And again, the 3-hour is still giving us the good signal, so I just need the 4-hour to confirm, and then we'll go ahead and scale back in. But anyways, that's basically what we're looking at right now. Looking at downside targets at least to clear this low. Now, again, where do we have? We obviously have longer term positional setups planned, so we already have our limit buys to take advantage of any correction. So let's not mince any words here. Overall, there's no reason to not be bullish on Bitcoin. Now, I saw some, and again, I talked about this earlier. Like I saw some. I don't even know if I can do it because I think it's utter horseshit. But let's try. I don't even know how you do it in TradingView. Yeah, it's kind of like this. So I saw somebody post like So like, see, I can't, yeah, I can't even do it because it's bullshit. But somebody had drawn a curve it was on the 1 hour chart, and somebody drew a curve and they said, okay, well, because this happened, right? The Bitcoin parabolic trend is broken. I mean, honestly, like, and again, you know, if I'm not calling that individual out, that's fine. But just per my analysis, I think that's horseshit. So, I mean, because all we got to do is just go to the daily, and all parameters for something being bullish are still bullish. Does that mean, just as I've said for a while, that anytime you get far away from your mean, that you're not going to have a reversion to the mean pullback? Absolutely not. You see it, you know, for the majority of the uptrend right here, and then we do go full parabola. So you want to be careful looking for longs, you know, when you've gone parabola, and you are expecting pullbacks. But to say that we're bearish now, that's nonsense, right? I mean, we're very, very, very bullish. Does that mean that price is going to go up right now? No, just because something is in a bullish trend doesn't mean price is necessarily going up right at this moment, right? In fact, price could be going down at this moment. But you need to look at your higher time frames to determine what the trend is, not your 30-minute chart. Not your 30-minute chart. So going to the weekly close is going to be interesting, but there's not going to be a whole lot to be traded off of the weekly close. Like, we're still bullish on the weekly. We're still bullish on the monthly. But we are looming very close to that, to me, confirmation of what would be a bull market. And that would be the weekly 13 exponential moving average crossover over the 1355 exponential moving average crossover, as I've talked about many times. That, to me, heralded in the bull market of 2016. And it's not just the moving average crossover. As we can see, we are in this bear market. And then we have the crossover. It's not the crossover that confirms the bull market. It is the pullback following the crossover and then holding that level of support, right? This is where you start to be like, yeah, I'm kind of juiced up. This is a good bull market signal right here. But really, you see that the crossover occurs here. And then price does go, after the crossover occurs, you have 3 more weeks of bullish uptrend, a week of correction, 2 more weeks of upside, and then a significant down week candle, right? And that actually was a negative 15% candle that pulled us back to the weekly moving average. We held that as support, and it was just nothing but bull market signals from there. And as we can see, we get a lot of signals from Wada Atar on the weekly, which, again, trend following confirmation indicator. And whereas Wada telling us to short at all the right times on the weekly, all the wrong friends in all the right places. I wanted to talk about this as well. Yeah, so after making those adjustments to the Wada Atar indicator, I mean, here's, hopefully you can see that. This right here, and this you could quibble about, saying this is a bad signal from Wada Atar, but, you know, looking at what happens in the future. But in the immediate term, like, yeah, sure, if you shorted right here and then had to sit through that, you probably took the L. But let's look at, so 2 bad ones. All right, let duly noted. Thank you, sir. We're told to short right here. Thank you, sir. We're told to long right here. We probably take some profit. We're told to short right here. So we actually catch the last short that Wada tells us was the last correction in Bitcoin. And then we're told to go long here and here and here and here and here and here. So yeah, making those adjustments. And again, thank you so much, Esmalal, for pointing those out, my good friend. Making those adjustments to the script, I mean, dramatically improved this hit rate. I mean, again, I am very excited about this, and this is free. You guys can go over to indicators.krakencryptocurrency.com and check this out. So bullish on the weekly, bullish on the daily. Seems like a short-term pullback obviously is in place, right? So we'll be looking to capitalize on that because the 4 hour is turning for us anyways. The 4 hour is turning for us and generating the signal, which we'll confirm on the close of this candle. And as we can see, we didn't really reclaim the level that I need to reclaim. So going down to the lower time frames and looking at price action and market structure, we need to re-see that reclamation at 8,100. Otherwise, I'll be looking for sweeps of these lows and potentially reestablishing my position after that. Not really excited or, you know, planning or predicting any movement below this. But we'll see. We'll see what market structure does. Whether this happens in a big candle or whether we just kind of slow bleed down. If we slow bleed down, I mean, grabbing liquidity here would not seem, you know, out of the cards. But neither would bouncing off range EQ right here, right? Range high, range low, EQ. So that, you know, nothing that I don't really have a trade set up for that, and I don't really need to. Don't really need to. So anyways, let's go to Ethereum real quick. Now, Ethereum is interesting. Obviously, Ethereum putting in some real nice bullishness, bullish activity last night. Now, as so commonly happens. Like I had and this happened yesterday with BCHM19. I was joking about this because, and it's really not like joking, because it's kind of not funny. It was funny because it worked out well. But because I've been kind of, I've had a lot of moving parts going on this week, and I am generally a machine when it comes to all my exchanges and all my orders. But for some reason, I must have had some artifact BCH short limit order in that I just was not paying attention to. Because when I returned home last night, it was getting late. It was just right about before I was about to go to bed. And I saw that I got a limit order filled for about 10 BCHM19. And took a look at the chart, and I was up about $300, and I was like, oh well, I didn't intend for that, so let me just close that trade out. System was overloaded. By the time I got to exit the position, it was about 225. But anyways, just a little bit of a funny thing. The same for Ethereum. I actually was looking at Ethereum this morning and had set some alerts for the 204 level. Didn't quite hit that level. Or excuse me, not the 204 level. Jeez. Where is my mind? I was looking for the 240 level, right? I was really trying to fill bids between 240. Didn't come that low. I had a $1,500 limit contract order that got filled at 245, and took profit on that. Just generally on here, it wasn't really a planned trade, so just sometimes happy accidents happen when you're doing things correctly. But didn't make the call for Ethereum this morning. We already got a lot of our position out of Ethereum, so there's no need to chase to the upside. As you can see here, the last trade that we took on Ethereum. Let's look at Ethereum. We entered between 204.90 and 199.60, and then we ended up taking profit all the way up to 235. So obviously it ran up higher, and anybody letting their position run and updating their stop did quite well. I went ahead and took profit at 235. Why? Because I've got a lot going on in my personal life right now. Well, things are getting a little bit easier right now, but yesterday in particular, I had to take my father home from the hospital. My daughter had her first set of baby pictures this morning, so that was fun. And yeah, that's a fun one. So, I told the photographer told me we're going to do pictures outside. I'm like, that's great. Meet me down by the trail. So in the city I live in, there's a trail and nature and everything. I was like, that sounds great. I'll meet you down there at 9:00. And I was there at 8:45. And my daughter's walking around, having fun in the hot sun. And, 9:15 rolls around, and I'm like, okay, this is unprofessional. This lady didn't show up. I'm kind of upset. So I pack my daughter up, and we go to drive to her shop. And I realize on the way there that there's two trailheads. So I go to the other trailhead. She's not there. I go to her shop. She's like, yeah, I was at the other trailhead, and you were late. You didn't show up. I'm like, well, that's not how it's supposed to be going. And then by the time we get over there and get everything ready for my daughter to take her pictures, she's cranky and tired and doesn't want to do anything, and Baby Shark's not working. And so anyways, my fun morning. But that's kind of the benefit. You can live a life, you can be a professional trader and have a fulfilling life and spend a lot of time with your family and do the things that you want to do if you get up early, right? So I get up early every morning. I do my morning stuff, brush my teeth, all that beautiful stuff, drink my bulletproof coffee. I sit down, I update all my positions, I do my trading, I post my analysis, I talk to the guys, and then I go do what I need to do with my daughter. Then I generally come back and do creative mode until do the show, afterwards work with members more, post analysis, post charts, go spend time with my family, and then come back and work on creative mode till about 10 or 11 o'clock at night. It's a pretty fulfilling life, guys. It's a fulfilling life. So let's go look at the daily. I don't really have a strong opinion on Ethereum's price right now. Nothing that I really want to take a position on. Maybe if we scale down here and get some signals on the lower time frames, we might look to take a correction, but I'm not really eager to. I don't really need to. So we had the daily order block right here, and we have the daily order block that Ethereum broke out upon. So looking at that 247.76, and actually if we look down at let's look down at the lower time frames and see how price interacted around that 247.76. And yes, this is exactly what you want to see on lower time, having a reaction from the 247.76 level. We break above, we pull back, we find support on that, and that was your signal to take the trade to the upside. That would have been a 12% trade. Beautiful trade, guys. Where would your stop have been? Looking for an entry around there. Your stop would have likely been underneath these lows. So a good 2 to 3% R right there, potentially, had you executed the position properly. Don't really have a strong opinion on anything to do right now. Maybe we'll figure it out as we go down the charts. Looking at the weekly, we can see that the weekly is significantly farther away from confirming a bull market than Bitcoin is, at least on the Coinbase chart. So let's go look at the BitMEX chart for funsies. There should be there we go. There should be more market data. Yeah, not really a better, cleaner chart. Same with Kraken. Kraken's a little closer, but yeah, let's look at Ethereum. Yeah, and Ethereum has honestly even less data. So we'll just keep it Coinbase because that one works really well. Yeah, so obviously the weekly closing above the weekly 55 exponential moving average, which is gonna probably by the time the weekly closes be somewhat. Actually, I would be surprised if the weekly 55 moved all the way up to 247.76. It's currently resting at 240, so I would be surprised if the weekly 55 moved up $7 by Sunday, but it could happen. But just letting us know our EQ level right here. Naruto Uzumaki, thank you so much for the subscription on YouTube, my good friend. I wanted to give a big shout out to Midwest Attempts and Daniel for the $5 super chat. Thank you so much, my good friend. So let's go down to the 3-day. One other thing to note on the weekly is a little bit of potential weekly bearish divergence. Let's see if we actually do turn right here. If we do turn, that'll be weekly divergence. Not really putting a whole lot of stock into that, not on the weekly or on the 3-day, to be quite honest with you. Still think things are quite bullish, but we'll see. We'll see how those play out. Just definitely something to keep your eyes and mind on. Daily chart, obviously TT is very oversold, but TT is not turning. So really need to see us close back within the order block as well and consolidate within there. Generally, you're consolidating on the way up, bullish, consolidating on the way down. Not so good to see. Looking for a little bit more of a pullback then if that does happen. Where's our daily baseline coming in? Our daily baseline is coming in all the way down here around 201. So as you can see, I've kind of got this interest area around the 204 to 208 level. I've also got an interest area around the 224 to 219 level. So we'll set some alerts in those areas. As price approaches those levels, we'll potentially set some bids as well. Let's go down to the 8-hour. 8-hour giving us a turn. 8-hour giving us a turn, but Wadatar not confirming. So this is just a reversion to the mean pullback on the 8-hour chart. Potentially another 10% left in that trade. And we'll go to the 4-hour. The 4-hour is already telling you to be out of the long position. The 4-hour also gave you the short signal right here. That was most likely an L, potentially depending on where you would set your stop. But it seems that with the volatility that Ethereum moved up on, unless you were using 5% risk, which again you would have been entering on the close of the candle, you would have got dinged. So yeah, not really. Honestly, there's nothing here to short. Honestly, this is just a reversion to the mean short. So we'll see how the 4-hour holds up. We'll see how the 8-hour holds up. Again, the 8-hour would tell you that there's about 10% below you, but you want to be going down to the 4-hour or the 3-hour to give you some confirmation on that as well. And the 4-hour is telling you to hold your horses because you're still pretty bullish. Not telling you to take a trade, but it's not confirming any bearish activity yet. You're still above zero on TT. And let's make a quick adjustment here. Cool. You actually do have a bearish time frame. So you're starting to get 2 out of 4, but when you're looking at a shift in market structure, when you're taking a reversal trade, you need to get all cylinders firing, to be quite honest with you. So really nothing to do right now. Shout out to everybody who took the reversion to the mean trade. Not bad, but equally important. Shout out to everybody who took the good bounce off the 247.80 on BitMEX. Looking at that daily order block, I mean, it played out just as we talk about, just as you play order blocks. So great job, guys. All right, let me take a little bit of a drink right here. All right, I better not get too thirsty over the next 15 minutes because I can't take a break until then. I can take a break earlier if I want to. I forgot. But not a whole lot to do. Shout out to everybody watching on Twitch, man. If you guys got any questions on Twitch, shout out to you guys. Let me know if you got any questions. Shout out to the guys watching on YouTube. If you guys got any questions, let me know. And let's scroll up through the chat and see what's going on with everybody. Bitcoin Millionaire, let's go. Ed McCracken, shout out to you, good sir. Ron Legato, It's Hard, Midnight Synergy, Philip Tudor, good to see you, my good friend. Says, man, soon I will become your member. You're welcome anytime, man. We will leave the lights on for you. Hit the like button. Ethereum long or short. No position at the moment right now. Andreas Dihan, good to see you, man. Hi, Justin. It'll probably have a massive inverse reaction to research being done. Bitcoin doesn't like to be watched. Have a good one, buddy. Thanks, Top Hat. Coins of the month, Ethereum, BNB, EOS, enjoy. Yep, and that's why we took profits on them, my brother. Mike is not on fire yet. I'm always fantastic, even when I'm pulling XBT knives out of my hands. Oh, brother. I hope that's a good thing, man. Just follow the rules and use the tools, brother. You'll be doing fine. Anybody have a crystal ball? I do, but mine's a little bit rusty right now. CNBC has been bullish, which means sell everything. Yep, we talked about that on Tuesday's show about CNBC fast money covering the price of Bitcoin. Justin, just make the price go up. Hold on, let me concentrate. Wait, let's go check the 1 minute chart. I bet it worked. Look at that, dude. I'm fucking good, man. Woo. That took a lot of effort and energy. Take your profit. That's all I had. That's all the juice that I had, brother. See? It lasted that long. I'm glad you guys are listening. You guys are quick with the trigger. I said take profit. Bam. Candle immediately turns black. All right. Where would you set a buy on Ethereum? I mean, unless I get a good signal from my indicators, man, then at the daily baseline. Always looking at the daily baseline when price is bullish. Omega 8180984. I will check Stellar Lumens for you. Seth MO38. Thank you so much for the subscription on YouTube, my good friend. Thank you, Beach Life. I highly appreciate that. Top Hat, family first, hand on heart, my good friend. Crypto Caveman, good to see you, brother. Whoa. I used WADA Atar on the 15-minute chart and caught a 10% ETH scalp. I'm glad, man. That's part of using the tools, brother. Do we need to do anything to get the updated WADA if we already have it on TradingView? So what you need to do, and this is going to be a little bit different because there's no real good system for this, but this is what I recommend. Take the indicator off your chart. Go to indicators. Type in cracking. Click on cracking cryptocurrency, WADA Atar explosion. And just for safety, refresh your page. And then you'll be good to go. You'll be good to go. All right? TradingView is a little like funky. But yeah, if you take the indicator off and then re-add it from the search window or from the whatever, you'll be good to go. Mr. Ether, good to see you, brother man. Hopefully you're good. In case of a black swan event involving stablecoins, hiding in stablecoins might be an issue. What hideout will I use? USD. I will hide out by going 1x short on XBT most likely, and then if I need to, cold storage and a mixture of USD. I am a Robit. Awesome, man. If you love Bitcoin, always go cross leverage. Exit all crypto markets, Anthony Liang says. Texas Blue says, good day, Justin. Wow, what a week. 50% no leverage gains on my whole account, trading ZERP, Verge, and Lumens, and finally a proud member of the Kraken Crypto Premium Trading Group. So awesome to see you in there, my good friend. Looking forward to trading with you, my good brother. Cardano, Litecoin, Neo, and Doge, also my favorite. Let's take a look at. We'll take a look at the usual suspects. Litecoin and Mr. Cardano. Thank you so much for the subscription, Midwest Mountain Man. Exit market and regret like 4,200. I think we are in drastically different price areas right now, to be honest. Can I ask, do you trade on USD or BTC price? What do I think is best? Well, I trade XBT USD on ByBit and Deribit. I trade the altcoins that you can go long and short on ByBit and BitMEX. And then when it comes to other pairings, so generally, I like to trade USD or USDT pairs. There's more liquidity. They respond better to technical analysis, and they don't take a massive shit every time Bitcoin makes a move. I don't understand. Now, there are some times, like, for example, ZERP. We took ZERP to the Bitcoin pair, and that shot up. We made 30-some% on that trade. That was a great trade. So there are situations and opportunities where we will trade the Bitcoin pairs. But in general, USD and USDT pairs respond. I mean, they're just better. They're just better to trade. There's more liquidity, period. BTC will never hit all-time highs again. Oh, Anthony Liang, we will never have a bull run. And I really liked you, bro. I still like you, man. I've not been trading long, and I was told to trade my alts for fiat and not Bitcoin, but I've seen a higher Bitcoin gain, but didn't take it. I don't know who told you to do that, brother. Thank you, Ricky Thompson. Good man, good man. James Gillane gained 25% on Matic on paper and lost it right back. Well, you didn't really lose anything. You just had money on paper and then didn't take profit. Always take profit, man. Always scale out. Scale in, scale out. I mean, this was the big problem of the Bitcoin bull run, price went parabolic on Bitcoin. And so many people were fantastically wealthy on paper, but so few people just realized some profit. So few people, just half, man. Half. That's all you got to do. Just take half off. Let the rest ride. Move your stop loss at break even. Can I look at Hypercash? Yeah, why not, brother? Just for you, Philip. You're one of the good ones. Will Thornton, thank you so much, brother. Look at Hypercash. It's a pump and dumpo. I would get out now. So I don't buy back until it holds 8,100. That's my strategy, brother. Does the Bitcoin 3-day RSI being an 88 scare anyone? No, because RSI is a terrible indicator. It doesn't mean anything. Hey, Ricky, I hope you're doing well, brother. Hope you're healing up good, brother. Ricky puts the RSI in good light there. It's not that it is terrible in my opinion. I don't use it ever. But yeah, you have to put the RSI in context. In a trending market, RSI can remain overbought every single day, man. Does time move faster with the addition of extra people in the market? No, not really. Tyler, Tone, and Leah, $250 buy bid still alive. Be careful. Good for them, man. Good for them. I like Tyler, man. I like Leia. I like Tone. They're good guys. I don't think they're really, really good at trading Bitcoin, like whatsoever. I don't really think they understand how the market dynamics work. Tyler has years of extensive experience in equity, apparently, and he has a lot of money under management. So I definitely respect that man. He is a gangster when it comes to money, dude. Like, don't you guys doubt that just because he's fun to troll on Bitcoin. But yeah, man, like they're not traders, man. None of those people trade Bitcoin. So, like, it's all well and good. Like, yeah, you guys, pretty cool to listen to. I like listening to your input and everything, but you guys are not active Bitcoin traders. The one guy is, I just watched that last night. I didn't watch all of it. I watched a little bit of it right before I was heading to bed because for some reason, it came up on my YouTube. But the thing where it's like, Hyperwave, we just bought Bitcoin. I would say last year I watched a few Tone Vay's, trading Bitcoin episodes. Like, he's good. Like, he knows what he's talking about. But again, he doesn't trade Bitcoin. So he doesn't really care that much. He's a hodler. And the dude's smart. The dude knows what he's talking about, but they just don't trade Bitcoin. So I don't really listen to other people's analysis anyways, because I trust my own analysis. But it's interesting to listen to other people's points of view. But, from what I understand, the Nick Core guy, and I don't know the guy, but he seems to be a trader, or at least, whether he's full-time or professional. I have no idea, but it does seem to trade. I don't really have any more information on him than that. But he was a moderator in that channel, and he was like, yeah, don't listen to them 100%, do your own analysis, do your own research. I'm here as I'm their moderator. I'm their homeboy, but I'm not trading based off what Tyler says. I'm not trading based off what Leia says. I'm not trading based off what Tone says. Thank you, Claude.io. I've done a lot of work on my voice, and sometimes it's like a podcast, brother. What website is this? This is TradingView Manveer. XR Peanut, life is met. WTF. What do you mean from whom, everyone? Don't we need a healthy pullback? Feeling dirty at this point. Coinbase, the number 6 downloaded app last week. Hell yeah, brother. Take a look at XRP now, please. Wow, just do it now. I know you're your own person with your own life and you can do your own things, but do it now because I'm in your chat. All right, yeah, sure. Bitcoin melting up, gold, silver going down. I'm taking profits and moving to silver. Good idea, brother. May, June will bleed, but if you are greedy, you always miss the profits. Sell in May, walk away, brother. Thank you, Sashko. Good to see you, brother. Make fun of ETT price history. How long have I been trading? I began trading about a decade ago, sir. Taurus, good to see you from South Africa, my good friend. Let's say you bought Bitcoin at 3,500, don't sell above 8K, then it goes back to 6K. You just lost 2K. What does the drop in Bitfinex shorts means? It means a lot of people closed out their short positions. So again, that could mean a couple different things. I wanted to talk about that. So what it could mean is that A, you had Iwan or Ivan van der Air. Iwan van der Air. That's a good one. Thanks for the sub on YouTube, my good friend. And Shakai Prime. Sorry, I missed you. It could mean a couple different things. Option one, you had a lot of people. And what's interesting is that you didn't see a lot of volume on those candles to really justify or show that that was like a big position that was put on. So what it most like, or that it was like a big long that cleared out those shorts. There wasn't a massive drop in open interest, for example. Chuck G as well. Thanks for the sub. But what it most likely means is shorts who were long-term shorts from much higher, right? Much higher. We're talking 12,000 or 11,000 or 9,000. Finally exiting their position fully, right? Or hedging against the or hedging against upside. So that would be, you know, you can look at that two ways. Traditionally, you would look at a massive number of shorts dropping off as very bullish. If it is true that those are long-term shorts, doesn't mean it's bullish or not, because again, you're just talking about how individuals are responding to what the market's doing. None of us are able to predict what the market's going to do in response to that, right? The market has a sublime way, whether it's Bitcoin, whether it's the Aussie Swissy, or whether it's Apple stock, has a way of taking what we think is likely to happen, what the talking heads think are likely to happen, and just doing the exact opposite. And that's why trying to predict the future is nonsense and a fool's game. You don't need to know what's going to happen in the future to be a professional trader or be a profitable trader. You just have to follow a strategy that you can back test over time, and then you follow it strategically. And then once you develop a good intuitive understanding of how your system works, you can add more nuance to it. But beginning off, you don't need anything more than a strategy. And I don't care what anybody says, indicators are the way to go. Forget that price action stuff. If you're a beginner trader, get some indicators, back test them, find something that works, take trades that way. You will make more money than people who say, nah, man, I'm not going to spend the time building an indicator-based strategy. That's nonsense. That's noise. There's this dude over here, and he says, all you need is the naked chart, bro. So I'm going to go down this route. 99% of them wash out. So don't be the 99%. Be the 1% that actually puts the time, patience, energy, and discipline into building an if this, then that strategy, which is exactly what I'm teaching everybody how to do. Doing my best. So it could be a lot of long-term shorts closing out their positions in preparation for more continued upside, which you would interpret as bullish. It could also be, several large positions closing their shorts for personal reasons, for whatever reason, maybe somebody pressed the wrong button. Fuck, who knows? But what we do know is that not a lot of positions necessarily got liquidated. Not really at that point in time. That doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, especially on Bitfinex, because we're not talking about Ethereum. We're not talking about XBT. So it doesn't really mean anything. But what it also has a equal probability to mean is that shorts are exiting their positions because they think the market's likely to continue going up right at the worst moment in time. They're puking the top, right? So you had a lot of shorts, whether they were open from a long time ago or whether they were opened recently, because we did see, we'll go look at the longs and shorts over here. Let's go look at the longs and shorts. Let's go to Crypto Trading Toys. So let's look at the shorts, and we can see, okay, so let's look at it here. We can actually see that throughout the middle of May, right, we do see shorts start to rise, right? We do see a rise in shorts. And then those shorts kind of stay even as Bitcoin runs up, right? So just about 3 days ago, we saw a pretty significant increase in shorts. And then boom, right? So this is obviously way more shorts than this, right? So I don't think this is liquidations. I think this is longer term positions exiting their positions. Or this is potentially, sorry. Or this is potentially what is obviously probably more likely is individuals puking the top, right? So people who had established short positions and, regardless of where they put them on, and are now exiting probably at the worst time to exit a short position, because we are likely to see a correction. That doesn't mean, again, I'm not predicting price. I don't do that. I'm just saying that is what's likely from a psychological standpoint. The Having Show donated a 50 Norwegian krones. Thank you so much, my good friend, through the super chat. Great show, sir. Can you give my animated crypto show a shout out, please? Thank you, sir. Meowie. Let's check you out, man. Let's check you out. Let's go over here to the live dashboard. And chat is going fast. It's gonna have to catch up, brother. There we go. There we go. Go into your channel. Let's check you out, bro. I like the Mooncat show. If I'm getting punked right now, this is going to be
I have a big announcement. But first, I am totally another cat. Meowie meow meow. Litecoin has now again reached $100. Last time was in June 2018. The ratio between Litecoin and Bitcoin has through the years varied a lot. From 1/25 to 1/300. Today you can buy a total of 80 Litecoins for 1 Bitcoin. Litecoin is basically identical to Bitcoin, but the supply is 4 times.
It's like the same thing, bro.
And the blocks are filled up 4 times faster. So the halving is also every 4 years.
So this is about. So you're like a Litecoin maximalist?
Next halving is 23rd of May 2020.
Okay, no, you're talking about Bitcoin here.
Bitcoin Meister says.
Okay, all right. Oh, I heard you shout out Bitcoin Meister, so shout out to Adam Meister. Yeah, man. Let's give you a sub there, bro. Yeah, guys, go check out the Having Show. It seems pretty funny, man. Best FOMO coin, it's called Tether. When I say daily baseline, this refers to the 13 EMA. Yeah, that's correct, sir. What do I think of the ADX to filter out bad WADA signals? I'm not a fan whatsoever of the ADX, but that's kind of coming from my idea of using it as an actual entry indicator in and of itself. If it works, awesome. I use WADA as a filter for time transformation, not the other way around. Some other things that I think would probably be good filters for WADA would be maybe some indicators like No Sure Thing. CCI, especially Woody's CCI would probably be pretty good. Yeah, I see the shorts on Finex, bro. We gonna capitulate, bro. Fernando says, hey, Justin, how are you today? I'm doing really, really good this morning. Can you tell us your opinion on which signals are most powerful for a long and a short? Well, I'm going to short since last night. Nothing massive. I will easily be out of my position. But I just didn't see the opportunity to take the long, so took the short just because my system called for it. It's a counter trend trade, so that means half position size. And I already kind of laid out like what we would need to see price action wise to see that reclamation of 8,100. Need to see that reclamation of 8,100 and that nice for XBT. It's going to be 8,120. Let's go to the 30-minute chart. Go to the 30-minute chart. We need to see a reclamation of this level that we did see here, and then it broke down and we rejected, right? And then we started flashing sell signals. So, yeah, we need to reclaim this level. Otherwise, we're just going to drift a little bit more lazily down until we grab liquidity, because that's where the market's going to push, is toward liquidity. So if we can't get, explosive buying in this region and reclaim this level of support where we can get an SR kickoff, then we're going to grab liquidity. There's liquidity here. There's liquidity here. There's liquidity down here. But just, we already took out liquidity here, so we already took some profit, and we'll look at liquidity down here and here. Arian A, hey man, great content. How many coins do you have on your premium signals? So we cover Binance and then futures exchanges. So you can take our trades on Kraken or Bitfinex. We have a couple guys that do that as well. You can take our trades on Bittrex or Cryptopia or anything like that. We don't trade anything that generally is not going to be listed on Binance or Bittrex. So we don't do, hey man, fucking blah, 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 just got listed on Wabi, fill in our bags. We don't do any of that shit, dude. We trade liquid pairs. We use verified strategy. We use systems that we've developed over the course of years. We focus heavily on risk management, money management, how to become a professional. And we've got a support team to ensure that you guys do that properly, as well as our educational material and all our tools. Turd Ferguson, good to see you, my good brother. Is the MACD a terrible indicator too? It's not terrible. It's just not great. It tries to do too much. But it's not bad. If you're using the MACD and you've got a good strategy for using it, then you're probably doing a lot better than most people out there who are using something like the RSI and trying to trade reversals with the RSI. Yeah, I don't think Tyler's bad people, man. And I know, yeah, a lot of people are mad at him. Yeah, that show had like 400 downvotes and like 300 upvotes, which is pretty rare for crypto people. What do I think of the sequential indicator Tone Vase uses? I don't think there's anything special about his sequential indicator. The sequential indicator that we have used in the past, I think, is better. And that one's, you don't have to pay any money for it. But again, that's not a stab on Tone. Like, maybe he's added more features. But the sequential indicator in and of itself is pretty good. I don't actively trade on it anymore. It's really good for equity. It can give good signals in crypto, but it just doesn't give me the hit rate that I need. It's not bad. Again, it's one of those things where if you follow the rules and if you use the tool, you're going to do okay. You're going to do better than people who are out there who are just whacking willy-nilly, putting on positions, hoping for the best. But yeah, you guys see, I don't really use it in my active trading. But I have a full tutorial video on it if you look in the Trading Crypto 101 playlist on this channel. What about Crown's Cave? I think it's funny. I think Crown knows what he's talking about too. I don't really, I don't watch his show. I don't really have the time to watch content on there, but he's doing his thing, man. And Fernando, my name's not Crown, brother. I think I answered that question, brother. Bob, no, I got you, brother. Do I like Deribit or ByBit better? It's ByBit. I like ByBit better. Deribit's really, it depends on what you want, man. I think both are good. I think you should experiment with both to see what's going to work the best for you. That was weird. With Deribit, you can create sub-accounts, and you can actually go long and short under the same exchange account, which is nice. With ByBit, you still have to do what you have to do with BitMEX and have two accounts, one only to go long on and one only to go short on, which I recommend that you do. Un Paquito TV, thank you so much for the subscription on YouTube, my good friend. With ByBit, they automatically, they have, with Deribit, one thing that is slightly annoying is that you're always locked in at 100x leverage, which can be good if you really understand the system, but it's not necessarily intuitive, especially if you're starting out. ByBit has the same style of leverage system as BitMEX does. You've got isolated leverage, and then you can choose your isolated leverage and then click auto margin replenishment to essentially go cross leverage, right? It's not the same calculations as cross leverage, but it's the same margin use. Like you can put on a 100x trade, and then you can click auto margin replenishment, and then it will eat into your account and not liquidate your position until you're out of margin. So that's pretty cool. It also, one just little feature that I really like on ByBit is that they show your P&L in USD. I think I've talked to the team at ByBit. They're adding a whole lot of new features coming out really soon. I think it's actually good and neat that you can hold the underlying asset on there and short it. So if you actually are bullish long-term on crypto, but you don't necessarily want to just buy a bag spot and hold it. If you want to hold your EOS or your ZERP or your Ethereum or your Bitcoin, you put it on ByBit. And if you're unclear about what the market's going to do, you just 1x short. And no matter what happens, you're good. Price goes up, you lose crypto, but you make USD. Or you maintain the same USD value. You make USD in the value that maintains your position size the same. You don't lose any money. You might lose some crypto, but you don't lose any USD value. If price goes down, you make money. So I think that's really helpful, especially if you are long-term bullish, but you're scared about holding a bag. You just put it on ByBit. They're based out of Singapore, which is just rings all the right green bells for security and trustfulness. Again, I've talked to their team. They're really good. They're really passionate. They're really committed. They've got real capital behind their project, and that's where I trade. I trade on ByBit. I trade on ByBit and I trade on Deribit. And I do trade on BitMEX, but I don't trade Bitcoin on BitMEX anymore. You guys can have fun with that. Justin, you and Mitch Ray would be a killer team together. I have nothing against Mitch. He seems like he might be a little bit too much high energy for me. I'm pretty chill, and he's like, bro, look at this fucking diamond, man. Sorry if I just blew your eyes out. What does Wata Atar stand for, and how do you pull it up on Bittrex? You can't pull it up on Bittrex. You can go to TradingView and pull it up. If you go to indicators.krakencryptocurrency.com, it is a indicator that I've coded. Why build our own strategy rather than follow tried and trusted strategies that work? Because you're not going to know that they're tried and trusted unless you test them, which when you test them, then that's basically your strategy, right? And because nothing out there is going to work the exact same for anybody else. You can create something of your own that's absolutely fantastic. Anything out there that's just free and publicly available is probably not going to have the same results or success than if you just put some dang time in and develop something of your own that you can be proud of. The really good tried and trusted strategies, most people are not going to give you, because why would they? Fernando says it was a massive short hedging against the upside. It happened on the 1 minute. Yeah. Why is Ethereum rising so much? Same answer, brother. There are more buyers than sellers. Sonny said that was not a short, but a claiming future. Well, it's either one thing. Either somebody closed their position from their wallet because there wasn't really the liquidity in the active market to like figure it out, or somebody, yeah, either way we want to look at it, somebody closed a significant short. So really all we're quibbling about is why, right? So there's two interpretations, right? This is shorts hedging against future upside, which would be bullish, or it's shorts puking the top because they're hedging against future upside, but that's actually exactly what happens at the top of an uptrend. Rick rolled. It wasn't a BitMEX claim short. It was a Bitfinex claim short. But yeah. Yeah, they can do it right from their wallet. What are my views on VeChain? It's not too bad, man. I like VeChain. How do we get the CC time transformation indicator? Time transformation, Quadriga ATR, and Minx come with all premium subscribers get it, man. Premium.krakencryptocurrency.com. Indicators, strategy, mentorship, the course, all our educational material, our private Discord community, signals, setups, analysts. Cryptopia is gone. Yep. All the information about cost and packages and tiered subscriptions are on the website, guys. Premium.krakencryptocurrency.com. S. Malal, good to see you, brother. You're welcome, man. You deserve it. Michael Ferrelio says best tools are fib retracement. Again, this is going to be my opinion. So Michael, I love you, brother, but this is going to be just my personal opinion. The best tools are fib retracement. One of the worst tools in the world. Fib extensions, one of the worst tools in the world. Stochastic RSI, the most garbage oscillator I've ever used, and knowledge of candlestick and candlestick patterns. Highly subjective, not a right path for new beginners. No offense, man. Love you to death, but I think all that stuff's nonsense. I'm not really familiar with them, Pac-Man, to be honest with you. Sandre, good to see you. Phil A. Cone, I think he's a joke. You want my honest opinion? Bob the Builder, good to see you, brother. Hey, War, good to see you, brother. Thank you so much for the $20 super chat, bro. He says, the knowledge and support I've gained with CC Premium Team, pure fire. Quarter after quarter growth since joining. Follow the rules of the strategy. I've learned how to build and manage my risk. Patience is key. Thank you, man. Yeah, you said you were saying, we were talking in the members lounge last night. You were super excited. I mean, we crushed it again this quarter, man. We always do, but thank you so much, War. I'm so happy to have you on the team, dude. You're one of the good ones, brother. Thank you so much for the super chat, man. I can't figure out how to short and go long on the same account. You have to create a sub account. You have to create a sub account on Deribit, and then you can go long on that account and then short on the other one. Having Show says, I mainly focus on Bitcoin. I think episode 2 will make your audience laugh. Midnight Synergy, thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. Supo Man is the best. Is the best scammer. Sorry, I was not finished. You're going to make me sing that Martini Guys song about that dude. That's Crown I'm talking about. Mitch is pretty laid back. Okay, my bad. Is there a recommended minimum I should be trading with before I join the premium group for it to be effective? It depends on what your goals and what your time frame are. In the group, I'm doing job training. I'm teaching people how to be a professional trader. We provide signals and we provide setups. And, if you go over here to current results, anybody can go see these, by the way. You just go to currentresults.crackingcryptocurrency.com. You can see everything, all the closed positions for this week. You can go to results.crackingcryptocurrency.com, and that's a public Google Drive. And you can download all our results. I think they go back 4 months. I think we recycle them. They go back 4 months. And you can kind of make your own decision based on that. But so again, I very rarely have a member that joins our group and says that that it's not profitable for them. Again, I don't promise anybody profit. I have no idea how good you're going to listen to instructions, how well you're going to adopt to our style of trading, what your time frame is, what your patience level is like, and whether you're going to put in any of the work. I have no idea, right? So I don't promise anything to anybody. All I know is that I'm a profitable trader. I have a team of profitable traders. It's my job to teach you how to do what you do. And I can lead you to water, but I can't make you drink, right? And if you choose to not listen and do all the stuff that is probably losing you money right now and not do the way we do things, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I can't help you out. I can try to help you out the best that I can, but if I'm like, hey man, we trade this way, and you're like, okay, but I want to trade this, and this way, can you optimize my strategy? No, because I don't trade that way. I have no idea what to tell you. But I mean, sometimes I sound like an asshole. I'm not really. But I can do my absolute best to try to help you out, get where you need to go. But I meant in terms of indicator signals, which ones are the most powerful to you? Oh, okay, I understand. It's a confluence of multiple ones. So my personal strategy requires multiple indicators to fire at once and confirm each other. In general, I think Wadatar gives really good signals, especially after I made the update. But that's, again, I want to be very hesitant upon that because I want to extensively backtest it back 3 or 4 years, to be quite honest with you, at least 2 years. Time transformation gives the best signals that I've ever come across, and that's why I made it. If it works for others, like, why would you reinvent the wheel? It's just not that simple, Mufad. I'm sorry, man. It's just not that simple, and that's why I teach the people in my group to use their own strategy. Yeah. If you can get somebody to give you like their patented, here you go strategy, sure, that's fine. And you will probably have more success with that than just doing nothing. But over time, and I think the better way to start out is to put in the work. Because there's no wheel, right? There is no wheel. There's no right way to trade the markets. It's not like this way works and this way doesn't. You can kind of make anything work for you. You just need to put the patience, the time, and the energy, and the discipline. So I just don't. It's just not where I come from, man. Like, oh, it works for other people, I'm going to use it myself. No, like, learn the fundamentals of why that works and then go build something of your own that you do really well. Thank you, Bob. You guys are awesome, man. Do I really think a trader can make $500 a day using $50,000 using a personal strategy based on training coaching from your side or teaching? Is that reasonable? Well, let's talk about percentages. So that's 1% a day. Yeah. Yeah, you do everything right. That's not necessarily how I look to track my portfolio, but that doesn't seem unreasonable, yes. Again, Am I promising you that? No, I have no idea how long it's going to take you to get there, but sorry, just doing something over here. But yes, I mean, in general, that's what we're shooting for. We're shooting to be a profitable trader. And if you are, are you going to make, and in general, like being a trader, like to be honest with you, do I make 1% a day? Generally not. There are times that I do. But often I'll make 3 or 4% a day and then make nothing for a couple days, maybe lose 1%, make 3 or 4%, make 1%, make 1%, make 1%, lose a couple percentages, make a couple percentages, lose a couple percentages, lose a couple percentages, lose a couple percentages, make a percent, make a percent, make a percent, lose a couple percentages, lose a couple percentages, make 5, make 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Yeah, that's typically how it goes. I mean, your best bet is always going to be averaging your gains at the end of the month and at the end of the year and tracking your equity curve, right? You need to keep detailed journals of what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong, where your money is actually flowing, the price at which your order gets filled, the price at which your order enters, how much of the fee did you pay on a market order? Why did you take the trade? Why did you exit the trade? Where were your stop losses? Could you have done something differently? What was your entry signal? What was your exit signal? What indicators were you using? What level of price action were you using? Things of that nature. And then it's pretty easy if you have those records, and that's what we're working on in the group. When people have those records, then thanks, Sonny. I'm not sure if that's the real Sonny, but if it is, shout out to you, brother. What's the word I'm looking for? When you have those records, then it's easy to show somebody like me, and you can be like, hey, look, here's my data. What do you think? And then I can do something with it. But in general, people are like, and I get this a lot, not necessarily from the members, because we're pretty what's the word I'm looking for? Like, we're pretty comprehensive, I think, in how we train people to do things and how we do our signals. Like, it's not like the signal's like this and the signal's like this. Like, no, we trade a certain way. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, I lost my train of thought. My fib extension told me to sell my ETH. Good, man. Again, I don't listen. Let me. I just want to walk that back. I don't really want to walk it back. I just want to put a little bit of nuance on it. I think the tools like that suck, bro. But if you are using them and making money, to you, sir, because you have found a way to be profitable against a massive level of resistance by using inefficient tools. So shout out to you, man. Hell yeah, that's awesome. Why is stochastic RSI so bad? Because I have a video on the stochastic, and I'm kind of positive on the stochastic in that video because for some things it works okay. But in general, the stochastic is not that great, right? There's a lot of stuff that's better. But, people want like basic videos on like RSI. So I'll probably make an RSI video at some point, even though it sucks. So the stochastic is not that good, and the RSI sucks. So combining the two, you have like bad and bad put together. You have like double bad. You have like double-headed bad dragon. That's why the stochastic RSI is bad. And the other reason why the stochastic RSI is bad is because it's a reversal indicator. And new traders should not be trading raw market reversals. They should be trading trends. So the reason why the stochastic, the RSI, the stochastic RSI, Fibonacci extensions, Fibonacci retracements, all that stuff. The reason why it's bad, especially for the majority of people watching the show, is because it's all predicated on trading reversals, right? Trading reversals. If you're new to trading, do not trade reversals. That's a sucker's game. 99% of traders lose money because all the education when they come in is on these tools that tell them to trade reversals, or if they go that path, they either kick out, wash out, or they go the price action path. The price action bros, like, need the naked chart, bro. Look at this, blah, blah, blah. Oh, this candlestick formation, blah. And then to a new trader, that's nonsense because they don't have the money management skills or disciplined psychology to trade properly. So they need a structure that tells them what to do, that they build, that they can follow mechanically, because that's the first stage of trading is mechanical trading. And often the last, because it's not really necessary to go to the other levels, because they often don't get you better results than a good mechanical strategy. But then they wash out from there, right? And again, whether either camp, they talk about trading reversals, and they're suckers. Trade trends. Just viewed in. Has the fat lady sung yet? I think 10K is still in play. I'm on a short. I'm not calling for any like huge market reversal or anything like that. It's just the trade that signaled. We need some NZT. Red 5 Golf Connie, good to see you, brother. Daniel, good to see you, brother. Corey MC says, I use a Ouija board. Spirits tell me when to buy and sell. Do I think that the TD sequential indicator promoted by Tonebase works? I do not understand why we look for 9s, not any other number. I have a oh, Michael, thanks, Justin. Kudos to me. Kudos to you, brother. Mufad. Yeah, so I talked about this earlier. I have a full tutorial video on how to trade the TD sequential. It's not bad. It's not bad. I don't use it personally anymore in my trading. I don't want to say like I've lost faith in it or anything like that. I never had a lot of faith in it. It was never part of my strategy. It's interesting. It's something that I did use to trade equity, and I've known about it for a long time. I don't think it works as good in cryptocurrency as people would like it to work. But again, I know some people that use the TD sequential and they use it on some customizable timeframes like the 160-minute time frame, and they say it works really well for them. So it's been a blast watching the channel grow. Let's go, boys! Yeah, but TD sequential is also a reversal indicator, right? Which is kind of a problem, right? I think you can use the TD. The TD is pretty good if you do that red 1 above or red 2 above a red 1, or excuse me, a green 2 above a green 1, or a red 2 below a red 1. That's momentum, that's trending, right? Especially, again, if you pair it with other indicators, right? The TD in and of itself is just one type of signal generation system, right? I do like the TD sequential in the way, what I do like about it as a system, and I think it's really good for beginners if they take some time with it and backtest it, is that it does risk management, it does support and resistance, it does profit taking, and it does, it does trends and reversals, right? So it does all four. So it has everything you need in one nice system, right? So whether you decide to use the TD sequential or not, use that structure, take that package, and keep that in mind when you move forward to the next thing. Investing is better than trading? Never. You'll never hear those words coming out of my mouth. All right, guys, listen, it's 1:30. I never took a break, so give me a couple minutes, guys. I need to go grab some water because I'm getting a little parched, man. I'll be back in just a couple of minutes, guys. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. When I come back, we're going to do the lightning round of Stellar Lumens, Litecoin, Cardano, Hypercash, and Zerp. You heard it. All right, guys. If you guys want to head on over to, as we always do during the break, topg.crackingcryptocurrency.com. I'm going to drop the link right here, guys. Doesn't cost you anything. Give us a little upvote. Just a click of a button, man. We could throw a million bots at it. It's just a fun little Discord server competition thing, right? We're just trying to get bumped up in the server. Rankings list. We keep getting batted back by the Minecraft kids and Minecats, so we're just trying to valiantly strive above and beyond them. So it doesn't cost you a thing. If you guys want to support the channel, we highly appreciate that. As always, if this is your first time here, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Or come over to Twitch. Follow us on Twitch. We do some cool, fun things over there. Twitch.tv/Kraken guys. All right, guys. We'll be right back, my good friends. All right, guys. And we are back. So big shout out to anybody who came over to Top G and gave us an upvote. Highly appreciate it, guys. You guys are absolutely fantastic, as always. All right. And thank you again, Mr. The Having Show, for the 50 Norwegian Krones. Thank you so much, brother. Is it possible to play episode 2? I'll give you a little bit, man. Why not? Oh, look. Current live streams.
And we are live, meows. Meowie meow. We have now been hitting 8K. But relax, everybody. Bitcoin is designed to continue to rise due to the halvings. The next halving is 23rd of May 2020. Then the block reward will be cut in half from 12.5 Bitcoin to 6.25 Bitcoin.
Ding ding.
Letting the new daily supply be twice as rare. Litecoin has also the same type of halving mechanism. And we are only 2 months away from the Litecoin halving. Please feel free to meow below. Also remember to hit the like button and subscribe. Have a meowy day. See you when we are hitting 10K.
Oh, that's funny. Awesome, man. All right, let's go through the lightning round of shitcoins, guys. Let's make sure I'm on the right chart. Main diversified is correct. That's what we want. All right, good. Let's make sure that our indicators are locked and loaded and ready to go. And let's go to the daily. All right, so Bitcoin is designed to wreck your face off. Lumens, USDT. And so I'll give you guys the Mike Weston 2 resubscribing for 2 months on Twitch, man. Shout out to you, my good man. Thank you so much, brother. You are one of the good ones, my good friend. Let's throw them hands up. Yeah, buddy. Derek McCoy says, what type of diversification strategy would I recommend for a crypto portfolio, by industry or by market capitalization? So that's not my gig, man. I'm a trader. So I do not hold a crypto portfolio. That is not how I approach the markets. I will trade up and down and left and right. I am not a buy and holder. I have an investment strategy for Bitcoin. But you know, if you want to buy and hold some crypto, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, man. As part of your as part of your investment thesis, that's totally fine. It's just not generally how I approach the markets. Who is the other Mike Weston? Yeah, who is the other Mike Weston? I don't know, man. Michael said, I love you, bro, but how can you say fib retracements and extensions aren't great tools for traders when a trend is ongoing? I just don't get. 75% of the herd are using these tools mixed with various indicators to verify these extensions and retracements. Bro, they just don't give. They're in my experience, most traders who go down the Fibonacci extension and Fibonacci retracement pathway do not end up profitable. So that's why I give you big props for doing it, man. Because most people, they use RSI, they use stochastic, they use Fibonacci, they use, wrong line, right line, horizontal support and resistance. And most of them don't get the results that they want. There's nothing wrong with you using them as like take profit levels. That's okay. That's probably good. But I don't think they're good for entering and exiting trades, especially for beginners. Why? Because they're predicated on trading reversals. So terrible for entries. It's not bad for take profit levels, I guess. It's not terrible. That's just my personal opinion, man. And I mean, it doesn't matter how many charts you show me or how awesome you say they are. I'm never going to get on, I'm highly unlikely to get on the Fibonacci bandwagon. It is, in my experience, the ultimate hindsight indicator, because everybody wants to quibble about what are the right Fibonacci levels. You've got the ICT camp over here that says these levels, and then you've got the Trader Dante camp over here that says these levels, and then you've got everybody else that says these levels, and then you've got the defaults. It's such a swarm. It's just a swarm of subjectivity, man. It's noise, man, in my humble opinion. And that's why I'm pretty impressed if you're generating consistent good returns year after year with them. Simon, Supertramp, what's up, brother? Okay, so am I going to look at anything to the Bitcoin pairing? I will if you want me to, but I don't recommend that you focus on the BTC pairings right now, because when Bitcoin is in a strong trend, I don't see the point of trading BTC pairings. There are going to be things that pump and dump, and if that's your strategy, that's totally fine. But in general, if you want to stick to liquidity, you want to be looking at the Tether pairs, and you want to be looking at your USD pairings. So anyways, on the daily, what do we see? The daily's strong, man. The daily is in a bullish uptrend. Obviously, we've got a big long-legged doji candle at the top of an uptrend, so not really a good entry signal right there. Nothing's firing. Obviously, we got the entry signal on XLM right here, on this candle right here. And this, I mean, just about 3 days ago is when we went long pretty much across the board on altcoins, especially on Tether pairings. And now the time for taking profit has come, and we wait for another reentry signal. Does that mean, in my analysis, that things can't continue to push up? No, it doesn't. It just means that right now, the risk to reward is asymmetrical on the higher time frames for daily entries. So XLM looks like a good profit-taking opportunity, especially with this unnatural volume to the upside on the daily time frame. So let's start scooting down to our lower time frames and see if we can get some reentry. 12 hour, no signal. 8 hour, no signal, getting the reversal sell signal on the 8 hour time frame, potential reversal to the mean, potential reversal to the mean, potentially another 11% farther down to go. WADA is not confirming that down movement as of yet. Going to the 4 hour. Going to the 4 hour, the 4 hour signal the reversal right here. You already had the 4 hour reversal to the mean, and there's no trade to be taken at this point in time to the upside. And 3 hour, for a little bit more quickness, you are actually starting to show signs of signaling a short trade. You don't have all the pieces there yet for the piece of the puzzle, but if you were to get a short trade without pulling out Quadrigo, we'd be looking at the secondary daily baseline. So nothing to be done here on lumens, my friend. I'm sorry. Looking at the 30 for an intraday trade. Let's look at market structure. Let's see here. Okay, you do have a 30-minute order block. So just in its most basic. You've got a 30-minute order block right here, brother. If you take that out, to the upside, you can buy pullbacks if you're looking for intraday trades. Nothing for a trending trade on the higher time frames. 30-minute time frame is signaling a short. Let's see here. We can see that this level right here, these were different take profit targets that I had already plotted out. So the last time somebody asked me to look at lumens, 12, 13, and 17 were the TPs. We hit 12 and 13. That 12 and 13, I believe, forms a daily block as well. Yes, so we can actually see 12 and 13 acting as a daily block. And buying pullbacks into the block worked out well for that price action strategy right there. Here's the block right here. It got hunted, led to a shift in market structure. Price broke the block, and you would buy pullbacks. So that did happen on the lower time frames right here. We pulled back into the block. You'd still be targeting this pullback zone right now for price action between 12 and 13 cents and potentially looking for that higher target of 17. But as far as my strategy, I don't have any entries right now. So all I have for you is based off raw price action and looking at that 12 to 13 cent order block, potential target of 17 cents. But I don't have anything that confirms that at this point in time. So nothing is to be done. And this is exactly what I said to the members this morning. There's not a tether pair that looks good for a reentry trade right now. We're just going to sit on our hands and wait. There's another Mike Weston in the chat. There goes the neighborhood. Oh, what's going on, man? Do I think it's high time to get into Ethereum? I don't think right now is a good reentry point into Ethereum. I think you should wait for a signal to generate. All right, so nothing to do with lumens. Let's take a glance at the Bitcoin pairing as well. Daily time frame. It's been awesome since we looked at the daily. Yeah, we broke this level of significance. We grabbed liquidity above. Yep, so we grabbed liquidity above supply. And what we would be really looking for here on the daily would be a close above supply and then buying pullbacks into supply turn demand. So for a supply demand flip, let's see here. Nothing really signaling, brother, here either. The daily is about to signal along, but we're really not there yet. You're missing your primary trigger. You got the other pieces of the puzzle there. And again, the daily candle, this pullback candle doesn't really mean anything because the candle can close and then push right back up, blah, blah, blah. Nothing's triggering here on the daily, man. There's your supply demand flip that you're looking at targeting right here. So you need a close and then you buy pullbacks into this zone, bro. Let's go to settings and decimals. We're going to take down to the SAT. So that's 1893 to 1823. You need a strong daily close above those levels, and then you can buy pullbacks on intraday timeframes. Same for the 12-hour. Get rejection from supply multiple times. No signal. You got a 12-hour signal to go long here. Could have captured some of that. 8-hour would have gotten you in a little earlier. 8-hour actually gave you the entry signal right here on this candle, and you would have captured all of that. 8 hours actually signaling a reversal short, so potential pullback to the mean, maybe 6 to 7% more to the downside on the Bitcoin pairing. 4-hour time frame. Signal to reversal here. I mean, very similar to the USDT chart, honestly, brother. But rejecting from supply here. And no reentry signal yet on the 4-hour. 3-hour, which is the quicker tradable frame, is nothing to do there, man. Looking for intraday trades. 3 lower highs. Consolidation with lower highs. Did we grab liquidity below these lows? Yes, we did. Where's liquidity now? Right here and here. And there's nothing to do here, man. There's nothing to do here. You got some really good signals from WADA here, here, and here. You got a loser here. You got a loser here. So 1, 2, 3. 3 good signals. 5 bad signals since the 13th on the 30-minute time frame. Nothing really to do here intraday, except to look here on the 30. This is where you're going to really be able to capture that break of market structure and then pull back buy. So looking for that close above 1893, and then you can buy pullbacks in between 1893 and 1823 with a stop right here around 1682. When you're a spy and someone else tries to take your name in the chat, it becomes a problem for everyone. Damn, bro. It's going down. Mr. Litecoinity. Litecoin, Tether USD. Go to the daily. Let's see here. Yeah, same thing. These were our, so this was the last setup and take profit targets. Hit take profit 1, miss take profit 2. Pulling back into the break zone right here. So here's your bullish breaker. So you already came back in and tested your bullish breaker. So dips back into your bullish breaker can be bought. The daily is quite bullish, giving a little bit of a turn right now, but overall not signaling a short. Daily looks quite good. 12 hours actually signaling a reversal re-entry signal on the 12-hour, and you did pull back to your daily baseline and your breaker. Litecoin actually looks pretty good, I'm not going to lie, but it's not generating a signal yet. It's not generating a signal yet. 8-hour is also not generating a signal, although the 8-hour does look pretty constructive. You did pull back to your 8-hour baseline. And again, you did wick back down into your breaker. So again, still looking at that 92.21 to 88.24 level to buy dips into your breaker. Stop loss at $81. Let's go to the 4-hour. 4 hours not signaling a trade yet. We might get the continuation cross, but WADA is not telling us to go. So there's nothing to do here, man. There's nothing to do here. Looking at the 30-minute for market structure. Do I see anything intraday? Yeah, I mean, this is good. You've got this breaker right here. You've got this bearish order block. Broken. Pullbacks are bought. That looks pretty good. Again, I think your best bet is to look for that 92 to 21 to 88.24 zone to accumulate in and look for those higher targets. Nothing to do today, man. Nothing to do right now. ADA USDT. A little bit of a double top action here on Cardano. Actually, almost took a short on Cardano last night, and I didn't. I'm glad I didn't because my stop would have got hit. So I'm glad that I didn't because you put in this last whack-a-noodle candle to the upside for the BTC pairing anyways. The Cardano BTC pairing looks a little different. Yeah, Cardano, we all take profits to the upside hit right here. This is the chart that I laid out for Cardano just a few days ago. We got the signal to go long right here, and I laid out these take profit targets. Completed. The daily's still quite bullish. The daily's still quite bullish. Let's get rid of these lines now. And let's look for what will become our breaker. That zone right there with, I mean, honestly, you've got to put your stop loss. Stop loss placement becomes an issue on this setup. Have to use Quadrigo. .0776. Yeah, that's what I was kind of afraid of. Enter 776. Then you just might as well use 0.75. 0.0776 if you're trying to buy up the block. But daily isn't generating a signal. But overall, this is the best. The Cardano chart looks the best on the daily that I've seen. The 12-hour signal at a reversal sell right here. Again, we're not going to take it, but that's a take profit signal. And not generating a fresh signal right now. You would be looking for, I mean, the 12-hour gave you that nice strong close above the block. The daily didn't. The daily did give you the close above the block, and then you buy pullbacks. And then you grab liquidity. Okay, that's actually not too bad. That actually kind of strengthens the buy of the block. Let's see here. 8-hour looks pretty constructive. For some reason, time transformation isn't loading. Good to see you, the VIN. Mike Weston says, okay, I'll stop trying to take over the chat, but after this, I just need to know if the other Mike Weston watches the show. Burn notice, or am I the only one in on the joke? Yeah, man, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Just remember not to fall in love with your coin, as it's just an asset in a very early space until adoption. Crypto Slice of Life says, Justin, I've been in academia most of my adult life. You have a gift for teaching. I'm new to stocks and crypto. I appreciate your openness to answer questions from those of us who lack knowledge. Thank you, man. Thank you, brother. What am I using as my baseline? It is the 13 exponential moving average. Works quite well on just about every time frame I've ever tested it on. You can generally see that when price is above it, price moves up. Price is below it, price moves down. And then you got a few other things to confirm. Let's see here. Yeah, I kind of like this chart. I mean, I'm not going to take a trade. I already took, there's nothing to do here, man. But I would say this is a pretty constructive looking chart. It might be good. We'll see how a couple days play out here. Yeah, this is probably a bad signal from WADA. We'll see, though. WADA's been giving you really good signals, though. Had you shorting this entire movement. Had you long here. Great signal on the 4-hour. Another 3. The 3 is not signaling a short. It's keeping you back from the ledge. Now let's go to the 30-minute and look for market structure. Did not grab liquidity here, so I would actually not be surprised to see a stop run down to 829. Wouldn't be surprised to see a stop. If we see a stop run down to 829 and then this zone get reclaimed as support, that would be really bullish. That would be a really good signal to take trade for another leg up. But nothing to do right now, man. Hypercash. Look at it on Wabi. Gave us the signal here. Here. Gave us the buy signal here per my strategy. Great trade. Good momentum right here. Nothing I really want to enter on, to be honest with you. First purple dot of death on the daily. I mean, it looks good. It's a bullish chart. I don't see an entry here, though. 12-hour again, signal to sell here. But everything's very constructive, so just take some profit, move your stop loss to break even, brother. 8 hour. Yeah, 8 hour looks constructive, but nothing. There's just nothing to do on this chart right now. It's asymmetric. Let's see, 4 hour pullback right here. 4 hour might give us a signal here. I doubt in the next hour, but maybe. Maybe we might get the cross. That would be a continuation cross, and we could take it on the 4 hour chart, which means what's a 4 hour chart? That's a 4 hour. That's a, you take your time frame times 4. That's a 24 hour trade, which means likely your trade is only good for the next 24 hours. So whenever this 4 hour candle closes here in an hour and 2 minutes, good for a day. A 4 hour trade. Let's see here. Mufad says Bitcoin falling. Is it a good short right now? I am in a short position. So Hypercash doesn't look too bad, brother. Might give us a signal on the next 4 hour. I pray I get cross. XRP. We'll look at XRP BTC and XRP USDT. And then we're going to say hasta luego. That means see you later for the non-speaking audience. Okay, daily for ZERP. The daily for ZERP actually never gave us the daily buy signal, so I did something that I rarely do, and that's buy reversals. But I don't know, guys. Like, I did this for free, right? Like, XRP was one of our best trades that we've done recently, and I mean, I talked about this. I talked about these levels and what I was looking for. I mean, literally almost every day on the free, like on this show. I talked about the distance from here to here, and I plotted out the distance from here to here, and then I drew the support line. And I said, I will buy here. And I bought here. And I sold here. I still have some ZERP left. I have about 25% left in my position. So we shall see. It's actually about to give us a daily buy signal. Not today, probably in a couple days, maybe next week. So we'll see. We'll see if ZERP has some more legs. But ZERP does this too, man. Like ZERP dumps, pumps, dumps, pumps, dumps, pumps, dumps, pumps, dumps, pumps, dumps, pumps, dumps, and pumps and dumps and pumps and boots and cats and boots and cats. So we'll see if this actually has some legs. Doesn't really matter to me. I doubt it, but I'm willing to be wrong. 12 hour gave us a signal, her. That wasn't a great one, but we're still in the trade. If you took this signal. Wadatar giving us some pretty good signals to the downside. Again, ZERP's kind of one of those assets where, you know, we make the joke in the group, like if there's one, and we're pretty good at everything that we do. Alex, by the way, Alex Zadneprovsky. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Thank you so much for the sub on YouTube, my good friend. Sorry I missed you. Oh, so long, 13 minutes ago. ZERP is one of those coins that generally most trades on ZERP end in tears for whatever reason, right? For whatever reason. It's really a better, higher time frame trade. You know, look at the weekly and then don't look at any other chart. Because this thing either just heads up or just heads down. And when it heads down, I mean, because on its way down, it makes brief pauses to go pop, and then it just goes right back down, especially on this last leg down. So just be careful. And what this most likely is too is, you know, a little bit of manipulation, a little bit of selling, a little bit of manipulation, a little bit of selling. And you're going to get this. You're going to get this, man. It happens. Nothing to do right now, bro. Let's see your 4 hour chart. Waiting. It's about to signal a short. And we actually got some short signals up here on time transformation. And this is actually telling us on the 4 hour to be out of our long position for a 4 hour trade. Because we are closing bars beneath the explosion level, and the explosion level starting to turn. So just keep your eye on ZERP, man. This thing could just drop right back out the bottom, especially the BTC pairing. Let's go look at ZERP USDT, which will hold up well no matter really what happens, even if the Bitcoin pairing dumps. Daily. Daily's constructive. I mean, this is kind of look like the Bitcoin chart essentially on the daily. How far you are away from the from your baseline. I mean, you just went like full on parabolic 60% in a couple days, and you got the signal to go long here on this candle. So you would have captured the entire movement basically. 12 hour. Threw up a reversal sell here, take profit, move stop loss to break even. Not really signaling a sell or anything. 8 hour, pull back to the mean. Yeah, there's just, and this is just generally how I felt about every coin that I looked at this morning. I already looked at all these charts this morning, and there's just nothing to do. Take some profit, move your stop loss to break even, and just wait, because there's just nothing. There's just, unless you can find like a Bitcoin pairing, brother, then the odds that you're going to find a good entry when charts look like this is very rare. You need to wait for your next signal for confirmation. Mike Weston 2 says, yes, Turd Ferguson, Sam Axe is the man. Anyways, thanks for the info as always, Justin. Love the show. Watch every day. Good to see you, Mike. Never feel afraid to pop in the chat, brother. When do I expect EOS to rise before the news on June 1st? I don't expect, so, just... Yeah, so just to give you maybe a brief peek into how we do things here at Kraken Crypto, I don't expect price to rise on EOS. There's no fundamental reason why it would, and I don't care what news says because news can play out unpredictably. So again, yeah. I don't look at the 5-minute chart? Very rarely. Things could go up, things could go down. Be careful. That's a good recap. Yeah, you're right. I mean, we talked about this 3 days ago. I said, 3 days ago, I was like, yeah, man, altcoins look great. Get in positions. And we did. We invested. Guess what? Take profit. Move your stop loss to break even. And next time I look at these charts, if they look like good buys, I'll let you know. But right now, they could go up. They could go down. I don't know. Doesn't matter. You got, timing is important, And that's what's nice about having a system, right? I just looked at the charts. Nothing tells me to go. But yeah, that's a good recap, crypto economy. Bob Crypto Caveman says, dude, I still didn't get the mug. Is it snail mail or maybe a wrong address? Shoot me a DM if you have a second one of these days. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna send you another one, man. I did send you a DM. I already sent you a DM about the whole thing, and because you said you didn't get the mug, and everybody else that we've sent stuff to always gets it. So I actually pulled up in Spreadshirt. And I saw that, yes, like I paid for your order with our credit card and it was sent to the address that you provided me. But then, when I went to the USPS and I tried the UPS too, to track the shipping code, it wouldn't let me track it. So I don't know, bro. I'm just going to send you another one. So let's try, give me your mom's address or something. Like, I don't mean it like that, but just like maybe let's try a different address. But yeah, just shoot me a DM, man. Like we'll get it, man. Kadu says in 20 days there's going to be a G20 meeting. They'll talk about Bitcoin. Is it time to run for the hills? No. Nothing to freak out about. They always go up or they go down. Sometimes they go sideways while going up and going down, but they always move to the right. And that's funny because I remember this was months ago, but we had a new student come in, right? And nice guy, but just didn't really understand like how, I guess, teaching somebody how to trade works, because he came in thinking that we would just tell him like how, like that being a trader means that you possess some magical ability to know when or when price will move and which direction it will move. And I know nothing of the sort. No trader does, and anybody who says they do is nonsense. That's why price predictions are stupid, right? I predict that no, dude. Bitcoin by end of year, ZERP by end of year, EOS by end of year. It's just noise. Like you're just saying words out of your mouth or out of your fingers in that case. But it doesn't mean anything, right? It doesn't matter if Bill Gates, President Trump, Angela Merkel, some genius says, based on my analysis, Bitcoin's going to do this. No, it's all noise, dude. I have a strategy that I have back tested over time that I know more times than not gives me a good entry signal. And then I know over time my method of taking profit and setting my stop loss keeps me in the trade and lets me capture a lot of the movement. It's that simple, dude. You just develop a strategy. It's a game of odds. Trading is learning to hone an edge in a statistical game of chance. $200K end of year, according to McAfee. Except for McAfee, we have to listen to Lord and Savior McAfee. Don't slip the S&P 500 during power hour. Would I recommend sticking with USDT pairs? Yes. Especially if you're, yeah, I mean, there's the USDT pairings are more liquid. They move more rationally. There's generally more profit opportunity, and they don't randomly pump and dump like every time Bitcoin like sneezes. Ron Legato says, I want to thank you for the ByBit recommendation. My $10 is now $15, and that's awesome to hear, man. You doubled your money, bro. Again, it's not, and doing that's amazing, dude. It doesn't matter that it's $10 or $5 or $1. The percentages is what matters. So just hold on to that. Treat that $15 like it's 15 million, and you'll be all right. This is using all present info to make a probability this might happen. Correct. Those public predictions are only useful to get reactions out of the crowd. Yeah, you're right, man. Do I use bone casting for signals? A little bit of blood ritual magic. Yeah. There's a little bit of fornication that goes in there too. You know, goes down in the members group. No, it's TA, man. The Vinny, thank you so much for the subscription on YouTube, brother. Wally, good to see you, brother. Better late than never. Time to rewind and replay. Hey, thank you so much for taking some time with me this morning too, Wally. Good recommendations. I'm looking into them. Ace of Spades, 26NW, and Tones AL. Thank you so much for the subscriptions on YouTube as well. Myron Gaines, times to sell. Definitely, if you are asking that question, it's a good idea to take. It's probably a good recommendation to take some profit and move your stop loss to break even. No, it's a good time for GoChain. Kibo, come on, man. You're always in here pumping them low sats. Let's see how PoonDX is doing. I believe you were talking about PoonDX all the way back here. Ah! Yeah! One more time. Yeah! PoonDX is the future. GoChain's a good coin to buy. Yeah! Come on, man. No signals on GoChain. Not on the daily. 12-hour did give a signal, but don't like it. Especially, you can't look for 12-hour and 8-hour signals when the daily is not giving you a signal. You have to wait for the daily to give you a signal. And the daily has been doing nothing but, oh, this is a pretty good signal. That's a terrible signal, but it is what it is. These are good signals. Good. Not so great. Yeah, man, this chart sucks. Here in Brazil, people use allocators. Will the indicator automatically update, or should I reinstall on my template? If you're talking about the update I pushed to Wada Atar, then yeah, I would recommend refreshing your... so remove the indicator, re-add the indicator, and refresh your page. That seems to work the best with everybody else. Jack, relax, get busy with the facts, roll the bones. What's up, brother? I only trade on 5-minute charts. I don't even use others. That's awesome to hear from you, man. Is it a good time to buy Bitcoin? Yeah, I mean, anytime's a good time to buy Bitcoin. It's a good long-term investment. Taurus asks, noob question, but what do you mean by take your stop loss to break even? It's not a noob question. It's a good question because most people don't talk about money management. So what that means is when you reach a level where you're like, oh man, maybe price will go down. Like I'm up quite a bit. So maybe take 30 to 50% of your profit off the table and set a stop loss order where you bought. So say you bought, let's talk about GoChain. We're looking at a GoChain card. So right here, you get a buy signal from Wada Atar. Let's actually go look at my strategy. So you actually get a buy signal on GoChain here. Okay. So you get a signal on GoChain at 556 sats. Okay. So say you buy at 556 sats right here. Okay. And, price, comes up here, maybe does some stuff, and maybe you're like right here and you get this big black candle, or one of these, right? Whatever. You get this candle and you're like, oh man, I don't know, like price, I'm kind of worried, like price is going to go down. Well, you're already up, man. So you bought here and price is here, so you're up like 13%. So you sell 50% of your position, and then you put a stop order, which is an order to sell if you bought at the price that you bought at, which would be 556. So, depending on what exchange you're doing, if you're using Binance, you're not going to be able to set take profits and stop losses simultaneously. I recommend using 3 commas. There should be a referral link down in the description down below. If you use that link, they will give you a free trial for a week. I highly recommend using 3 commas if you're trading on Binance. It's the best thing out there that I've found. Otherwise, if you're not using Binance, you can pretty much do this on every exchange that's out there. Set your stop loss to break even. So we need to pop back over to Bitcoin. Oh, it's time for me to go, guys. Let's go to the 4-hour charts. 47 minutes till the candle closes. And yes, if the candle closes like this, I will open back up my full position. So half position on BTC. And I actually reduced that by half because of the 3-hour candle in a little bit of profit. And I will re-add to that position on the close of this 4-hour candle as long as everything looks like this. Looks good. Looks good. All right, guys. That's about it for the show today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's slap, slide, and twist back on over here. If you guys missed anything, if you're just joining the channel, if you're just joining the show, make sure to rewind to catch today's analysis and today's little, I don't know what you guys want to call them, comments. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me for another exciting episode of Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, sarcastic remarks, and or death threats, make sure to leave your comments, questions, and all the above in the comment section down below. I try to respond to all comments within 48 hours. If you would like to receive personal mentorship in learning how to trade cryptocurrency markets or whatever markets that you would like, you can take the strategies and apply them anywhere. If you would like access to the Pathways to Profit course, if you would like access to my proprietary indicators, our premium and private Discord community, as well as our signals and setups and our team of analysts and traders, you guys can, of course, check the link up at the top of the screen, premium.krakencryptocurrency.com. That's about all I got, guys. We'll be here tomorrow. Today is, of course, Thursday, May 16th, 2019, Fall Year of our Lord. So we will be here tomorrow at 12 p.m. CDT to 2 p.m. CDT, guys. Until tomorrow, guys, make sure to trade safely, and I'll see y'all in Discord.